Welcome to the sex dojo, the sex temple, where we will learn from our master, Mantak Chia, about the art of sex and how we can dominate the bedroom and destroy our partner's vaginas or penises if you're a woman. We will learn the Chinese way of satisfying women.
And you pull your penis.
With Master Chia. So, follow me on this journey of self-discovery, of self-improvement, of sharpening the knife.
So you do it.
Of pulling on your penis.
And you pull your penis.
And rubbing your penis so hard that you cannot feel anything anymore. But you can last for 10 hours in bed. Welcome to part 2 of Master Chia's Becoming a Sexual Master, the series by London Real, the ultimate copyright claim channel that will steal all potential revenue from this video. But there's a lot to learn from it. I'm going to look at it anyway because this guy is pretty crazy. His advice, I don't know if it's that great, but we're going to dive into it, learn from the master himself, see what we can gain from it, see what is totally ridiculous, and yeah, see how we can obliterate our penis even more, because last video we didn't do it enough in my opinion.
And learn how to work with the lady. So in the Tao we said 3 gate, G-A-T-E gates. So you have 3 gates that you need to open.
So, talking to a girl, you maybe got her in bed. Now, you're up to the 3 gates. The 3 gates of pleasure, I guess? But there are 3 gates, 3 challenges we must complete in order to satisfy a woman. So, let's dive into it. Let us conquer these 3 challenges.
So the first gate we call the clit. So now we know the clit is big, not only the tip of the iceberg.
Alright, so the clit's big, the clit's huge. So, not like size-wise, but in terms of like sexual satisfaction, the clit is huge. That's gate number 1. If we can somehow defeat the clitoris as men, then we can conquer our sexuality. We can become sexual masters forever. So, let's figure out how we can conquer this giant clit.
The clitoris, the clits. So you have to work with the clits. So we call the number 1, we call clits.
You gotta work with the clits? Like, there are multiple? What? Why didn't I learn this in anatomy class?
Clitoris ejaculation, the clit. If you don't, so men have to be very patient.
Hey, I agree. Men out there, you gotta be patient. I don't know if that has anything to do with the clit, but, you know, patience is a virtue, is what they say. And, yeah, I guess that applies in sex too, in some way, maybe.
You have to work until the lady ejaculation first.
Okay.
That is the key.
So, gate number 1 is make sure the woman ejaculates first by, I guess, stimulating their giant clit. Okay. Yeah, clitoral orgasms are great, and yeah. Let's see what else he has to say.
In the Tao said, don't sail your boat in the rocky river. If the lady not ejaculation, a lot of fluid in the vagina, you cannot go in.
Okay. So according to him, if the woman has not ejaculated yet, they are not wet enough to enter. I don't know if that's exactly true. Actually, I would say no, that's not true at all. Yeah, I guess it would help, but so I guess what he's saying is that you need a WAP before you can penetrate. Which, yeah, don't go forcing your penis into a dry vagina. You know, that's gonna help you out, right? So that's a good tip. Gate number one, I think, instead of being a clitoral orgasm, gate number one should just be don't go in dry. You know, you gotta arouse your woman first. You gotta get them turned on, excited. That's where foreplay comes in. That's where psychological stimulation comes in. You gotta have this mental factor to it, this psychological factor to it, so that they can get wet enough and ready for entry of anything, your fingers, your tongue, whatever. But you don't need to provide a clitoral orgasm in order for this to happen. Just basic arousal is going to make this happen. And the more aroused that you can make your partner by making the sex psychologically stimulated, by talking to them, dirty talking, making foreplay exciting, adding some variety, spicing it up, all of these things are going to give you that river that's not rocky that you can sail through.
It's just like you're sailing your boat in a very rocky river.
Okay.
And it's not good.
Okay, that's not good.
So that
Okay.
Just to clarify, if anyone's not getting this analogy, the boat is your penis and the river is the vagina. Okay, just to make that clear if you're not following these metaphors, okay?
So you have middle finger, index finger, and middle finger, and you work with it, and you work. So the technique is work here. People use machine and they're too numb.
You could be doing this to your partner's clitoris for hours and hours, and without the proper mental stimulation or arousal or other mental factors, they will never have an orgasm ever. And for the most part, this is going to be painful and annoying and not comfortable at all. You can't just kind of go and do that to a clitoris. You can't just start aggressively rubbing it. So, yeah, don't do this. Maybe if you spent the time to build up anticipation and your partner's extremely aroused and they're into it and they're excited, maybe then you could start rubbing away at their clit, but usually direct clitoral stimulation is too much and can be kind of not good because it's just this overwhelming feeling. So I would say clitoral stimulation would be more during oral sex using your tongue, or you can kind of rub with the palm of your hand as opposed to kind of going in there with a finger like he's saying. Kind of this indirect pressure on it is better, but still stimulating, but better than kind of this direct like bombardment of whatever. And his thing about the machines, those are, he's talking about sex toys, vibrators. Yeah, I mean, you can destroy your vagina, your clit, if you're vibrating on it 24/7. But usually clitoral numbness or not being able to reach orgasm is a psychological thing rather than a physical thing. So that means they're not turned on enough, or there's some other mental factor, stress, anxiety, insecurity, something else that's pulling them away from the sexual experience, and that's why they can't reach orgasm. That's the most likely explanation. Basically, don't just go in there like a jackhammer with your middle finger doing crazy stuff to your partner's clit. No matter how long you do that, it's not going to work.
The tongue. So in the book we have the tongue kung fu. So they have to train the tongue. So that they train the tongue every day also.
Okay. I did mention the oral thing earlier. I'm a little questioning on his technique of just freaking... I feel like everything... This guy has no subtlety, no like tact. Everything he does is just full on, like... You gotta freaking tear your penis off. You gotta rub it 800 times a day. You gotta... just go onto the clit and rub away like crazy. You gotta do some weird stuff with your tongue. Let's see where this is going. Listen, I want to be a sexual master just like you guys. I'm trying to take all this information in and absorb it all so that I can use it in my everyday life, but it's gonna be tough.
Okay.
Because the tongue is, if the tongue is short, no you. Tongue short, penis short. So if you practice your tongue every day, you make your tongue long,
Okay.
the penis, and you pull your penis. That is another exercise the man to do. you grab the whole testicle and penis, and you split your tongue and you pull your penis down, and you suck your stomach upward. This is exercise. The woman also has to do that.
I might need therapy after seeing that. This guy cannot stop pulling on his penis. There's something wrong with him. It's like an addiction. He's like gotta freaking pull his penis off. I was saying those things as jokes before I saw this part, and then he just goes ahead and yanks his penis off, this time with the tongue action. However, this is not just for men this time. Women also need to pull on their testicles, their penis, lift their stomach, and push their tongue out for a longer tongue, because apparently you cannot be a sexual master without a longer Gene Simmons style tongue. It just can't happen. So do this every day, because that's the only way we're going to be able to become sexual masters. The only way.
They put the egg in, and we have a hope to make the string. So they put the egg into the vagina and have to squeeze the egg and hold, and you pull. If your egg cannot hold, it falls out.
So don't do this with an uncooked egg, a raw egg. That is a nightmare waiting to happen. I know there are things that you can buy that look like little eggs. They call them Yoni eggs that are used to strengthen your vagina. Do it if you want. It's not necessarily going to improve your sexual quality, or maybe by 5%. If you want to go that extra mile, do it. Actually, don't do these things. Leave your genitals alone. If this guy had his way, then we would all have mangled genitals, but we would be able to last such a long time in bed, because there's absolutely no sensation or stimulation whatsoever. So I guess it's a trade-off. You can either feel pleasure, or you can last a really long time in bed and be a stud. So there's no in between here. That is sexual mastery, according to Master Chia, who is obviously the sexual master. So, yeah.
All right, so 3 gates.
Yeah.
The first
the
gate.
first gate, if they don't get the lady ejaculation, no way.
You can't get through the next gate.
You can get to the next gate.
So, if you don't succeed gate 1, meaning you don't bring your girl to orgasm, ejaculation as he likes to call it, from clitoral stimulation, then the sex is over. You have to get through that. There's no nuance here. There's no variety. You have to do these gates in order. That's not predictable at all. I mean, yeah. Alright, here I go with my fingers doing my finger technique. I'm gonna do my jackhammer technique to your clit until you ejaculate. Then I can enter you and move on to gate 2. Sex is the same way every time. It's not exciting at all. There's no variety. There's no mental stimulation. It's all physical stimulation. This is not good advice for anyone. Sex is all about mental stimulation. Yes, there is a physical component that is necessary. Sex is driven by physical stimulation, but sexual quality is determined by psychological stimulation. It is the mental state. It is being in the moment. It is being immersed in the experience. It is being connected to your partner, that emotional component. If these things aren't present, no amount of physical stimulation will ever result in a female ejaculation from clitoral stimulation.
Tongue, finger, licking, whatever, make sure the lady ejaculation first.
So you're bombarding the woman with all these physical techniques, fingers, tongues, whatever you can do to get them off with clitoral stimulation. Or instead of doing whatever you can do physically, do whatever you can do mentally, because that is going to be such a bigger driving factor. And that way you can bypass gate number 1, because you can arouse your partner enough that they're wet enough, that they're, ready to go, and you don't have to do this ejaculation thing every single time. I don't know, you can jump over the gate instead of having to plow through it.
Now the second gate, the West discovered that. Also we call the Mysterio Gate. Okay, The Mysterio Gate, why it's called Mysterio Gate? Because women have the same prostagland like men, exactly the same.
Yet again, I'm going to have to call out my anatomy professor for this because I didn't learn that women have prostate glands too. I thought that was a male thing, but I guess in today's day and age, you can be whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. So if you want to have a prostate gland, you can have one. Who am I to say otherwise?
Here, the hole here vagina, and this another hole is urethra. And the prostagland, or we call the ski, S-K-E-T-E, ski for lady.
The skeet? S-K-E-T-E? The skeet.
So if you put the finger, so usually we use this finger like this. Okay, we start with left because not too strong.
Okay.
So you put finger in.
Okay.
And you go like this.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What if I'm left-handed? So he's talking about G-spot stimulation with fingering where you do the come hither motion. And yeah, that is how you stimulate the G-spot or the prostate gland, if you would prefer that terminology. I think I'm going to start calling it a prostate gland. I'll see how my sexual partner feels about that when I say, hell yeah, dude, you want me to jack you want me to jack off your prostate, bro? Yeah. Anyway, I mean, he's right. That's an erogenous zone, I guess. It's a good thing to do. Again, he is emphasizing physical technique because he says the thing about the left hand being weaker or your non-dominant hand being weaker, and therefore you can't just jackhammer it before it's ready to accept the jackhammering. Physical stimulation is, again, not the sole determining factor of sexual quality. It is the mental state, it is the psychological state.
Okay.
And the problem of man is, man penis is straight like this.
Right.
And nobody penis go this way.
Why not? It doesn't make any sense.
Good question. Why aren't penises like that? I mean, if you do all the exercises that Master Chia recommends you do, who knows what direction your penis is going to point. It could possibly be a G-spot stimulator. Anyway, what more needs to be said about the first two gates? The first gate being the clitoral ejaculation. Every woman must achieve this before you can enter gate 2, which is G-spot stimulation. We are not yet to penis penetration, so I'm guessing that is gate 3. But I'm ending it here because there's too much information for me to swallow. At this point, I have to go back to the drawing board, figure out my new daily routine that incorporates pulling on my penis, sticking my tongue out, and doing all that stuff, along with sharpening the knife from last time. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe. It's totally free. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. That way you'll be alerted from all my uploads, my daily uploads, daily sexual content coming out daily. And that is a cool thing, and it's exciting. And you can learn about sex every day and spend time with me every day because everyone I know wants to do more of that. So I would assume you do too. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, especially if you stuck around to the end. And I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye guys, and good luck on your sexual mastery journey.
So you do it,